I'm recording. Hi there. It's Lisa Loring, and it's been a week since I've been able to do a recording. I'm glad to be back, and yeah. How was your week? Mine was pretty amazing. I did a lot with my spirit animal cards. I did a lot of you know, up to this full moon. It was just amazing. So happy Leo full moon. We had one today. I'm recording this on Sunday, but this is going to be a reading for, like I said in my last recording, it's for Monday, but I feel like it's for the week. And that turned out to be the case. So, yeah, and I just did not felt drawn to do a reading. So I didn't. There was one night where I was going to do it, and I'm like, the motivations behind it weren't cool, so I didn't do it. And so here we are, a whole week later. What did you do for the Leo full moon? I got my hair cut. Can you tell? I'm like having fun with my new hair. Anyway, but yeah, what a Leo thing to do. Go get your hair done, right? Anyway, your mane. So yeah, I hope you had a great week. It was there was a lot. There was a lot that we went through, and the vision boards. To create the visions, to create the lives that we want, does take a level of responsibility. And that Chariot card came up last week. I actually put those cards away. I'm not going to recap, but remember the Chariot card came up, and that is about like managing our emotions and still in a way that we're still driving forward. So when we say that, I think we really have this notion that we're supposed to have all our shit on lock, and we don't. We don't. And if anybody is around you who claims that they do, they don't. So, mind your own lane, stay in your lane. Don't worry about what other people doing in their lanes with their chariots and their horses, because you don't know what's going on in their chariot. Okay? You don't. And that's definitely a theme that's going on this week. There's going in this week upcoming. I haven't even pulled any card, but I'm just riffing of what I'm getting. There is a very much a stay in your own lane. You're just passing by other people, and it's not that you're not interested in them, but we definitely need to keep our own priorities. There are going to things that sometimes, even if you've ever been driving or whatever, for those drive, when you get to this place where there's like a high, that part of the road is kind of prone and known for high winds, and it'll be like this, signage or whatever warning about that. That high profile vehicles, may get, windblown or whatever. There are things that are going to sway us, but our strength is, we're there. We're in place. We really are. But it does take going back to center. We're not so solid that we can just go through things without being ruffled. I mean, even the Dalai Lama talked about something about, he knows he's a little off when he starts getting really fussy about what fountain, like if he can't find his favorite fountain pen. You know what I mean? I love that. I think it's really cute. And being a fountain pen aficionado, I love that. But so, we there are things that are going to come and sway us, and that is actually great, because although it feels like, oh, I don't want to get swayed, I want everything to be cool, the reality is there's always breezes going, and there's always things that are helping us to, kind of rock off our center in order to come back to center, to encourage us to come back. And they're there, and we are going to sway. Just like I think we've talked about here, the buildings that are built in earthquake-prone places are built so they will actually sway with the movement of the ground underneath them. And that's how we're supposed to be built. We're not supposed to just, never move and not be swayed and not feel stuff. That's part of the human experience. We get kind of, but then there's this mixed message thing where we're supposed to be solid all the time. No. I'm here to tell you no. We're here to move with life. to move with life and to go with all of it. And sometimes it's going to feel like it's going to knock you out a little bit, but it's designed to help you grow, help us grow, right? So we're going to go ahead and read. I got the Archetypes deck out today. That felt strong to me. I might read from the Spirit Cat. Oh, I don't know. Maybe that was just for me. Anyway, I have one that's from the Spirit Cats. My daughter went to a metaphysical store today. Oh, look. And it looks like we're going to read from Crystal Visions today. I did not know that was happening. It is. All right, so we'll read from the Crystal Visions deck today. And I'm really glad to be back. I don't know if it's going to, I'm doing things as I'm able. And so, I get readings out as I'm able. And if you need a personal reading or a private reading, feel free to contact me. Direct message me. Put something in the comments. I'm happy to do a personal reading for you. We can schedule something. But I'm able to, to do these only when I kind of can per my schedule. But yeah, we're going to do a reading. It's, again, for the week of Monday, February 6th through 12th. Yeah, 12th. And maybe I'll, like I said, I'll pop in and I'll do a reading in between. So I hope you're well. And I hope you did something fun with your hair for Leo for me. I get my hair cut only very rarely. All right, what do we have? What do the cards have to stay from the Crystal Visions deck? This is a Jennifer Galasso deck. I haven't read from this one in a few weeks. I'm feeling like we'll read from the Rumi deck as well today. I have another Rumi deck that's awesome. Artwork was amazing. Maybe I'll run up and get it. Ooh. It's got a lot to say in the book. It's my cat playing, my little baby. Yeah, where's that your ball, baby? That's your ball. We were playing with her string earlier. Now she came with her ball. Speaking of Leos. Lion in Your Living Room. That's a great documentary, by the way, The Lion in Your Living Room. It's really cool. About cats. Like an hour long, hour and a half. Anyways, so we're in Leo. We are getting stronger and able to hear our heart's wisdom. That's what this is all about. And that's what those vision boards were about. And when we are, to create our visions, it's not a linear path. It's not a linear path. And that's important to know because sometimes we kind of get blown off course a little and we think, oh, it's not meant to be. I can't. Listen to your heart. If you can hear that heart wisdom, 2 cards already come out. 3 cards. Ooh, maybe these are the ones. If we can hear our heart's wisdom, we learn that. So I don't want you to eat the jasmine honey. Thank you. We learn that, it's not a linear thing, right? We will get blown off course a little bit, but how far blown off course we get is actually up to you. Excuse me. How far off course we get blown is entirely up to us. We can let that little off course take us off and derail us entirely, and that's just another adventure, right? Or we can just let, get a little blown off and be like, oh no, here I am, to kind of like, clear our vision, get back to center, maybe review the map. That's what vision boards are for. It's for a review of the map. I'm going to put this on pause for a second. I need to handle this. Excuse me. Actually, I'm not going to pause. You know that. Baby. I am. We don't want any of this on. So there was that. And how far off course do you want to get? So we get a little off course. All right. So what came up? The Queen of Cups came up. She doesn't get off course, right? She is very much able to feel all of her emotions and still maintain her sovereignty. That came up in my meditations and prayers this morning about maintaining our sovereignty and being in our own nobility and our own royalty. That is absolutely, we are able to do that when we are able to walk alongside our loved ones, and and all of what that encompasses, like anything, we can be within any situation, and we can walk alongside it, and we don't have to have it. We don't have to be casting judgment on it or be so enmeshed in it that we aren't walking our own journey, right? And allow it, and not only that, like we allow and take joy in the journey of others. We've got the full moon behind her. She's fully in her emotions. She can take care of the people around her. She takes really good emotional care of herself. She feels everything. And I see that there are 3 lotuses around her. 3 is as belief systems. It's our our own belief. Our belief in ourself. You can feel all of those things and still continue forward momentum toward the things that you need. You can take care of everything, and everything can be going on all around you. There's a really good version of this. I'm actually going to go get that deck. It's the Shadowscapes Tarot. And in this deck, I love the depiction of this particular queen. I think of her all the time. I kind of want to be her. I totally am her. This queen, she is walking. I think you guys have seen me pull from here before, and will recognize. Here she comes. Here she is. This kind of energy. Where whatever she needs is rising up to meet her as she steps along. She's not even paying attention. She's co-creating. She's bringing in everything that she needs, and she's walking along, and the sea turtles are just coming up and, right there wherever she needs to step. She's walking on water. And she is co-creating. She is creating beautiful energy around her. She's got, a wonderful glow about her. This is the energy. This is the energy of the Queen of Cups. I love that depiction in this particular deck. Thank you, Shadowscapes. But yeah, and then the next card that came out, I'm not going to pull any more, is the 7 of Pentacles. This card has been coming up a lot. This one's been coming up just like in my meditations without touching any cards. 7 of Pentacles. This is seeds well planted. 7 is also a sign of trust, a sign of faith. This, again, faith in, when you're planting something, it's this, when we plant anything, again, those vision boards that we did last week, when we plant anything, there's a tremendous amount of faith about it. It will come. But growth takes time. A lot of people are planting seeds right now in their homes, especially in the much colder climate than where I live here in Texas. But they're planting seeds now in their homes, and they're germinating in their little peat pots and things like that. I used to live way up north, so I used to do a lot of that. And people do that up there, right? Because their growing season is very short. So they start to get them planted now, so that when they go and plant them later in like May, June, they're bigger and stronger plants, and they'll grow more quickly outside. It'll be appropriate time for that. And come May or June, the things that we're planting now, we're going to start seeing coming up in like April, and then we're going to start, and then come May, June, that's when we're really going to see some stuff taking off. The seeds are planted. You've planted trust. Trust. And just because those emotional waves, those some of that, some of that's happening, doesn't mean that you screwed up your planning. It doesn't. Any good plan always is going to evolve. You start somewhere, and then the thing takes on a life of its own. And we have to trust that. And remember that those seeds that we're planting are under the ground. There's things that need to happen that we can't possibly see. We can't possibly see. A lot of these seeds were planted a long time ago. That's what I'm getting. These were things, wishes, desires that were planted and are now we're starting to, they're getting a kind of nourishment now that they weren't maybe able to get prior, but the ground has become more fertile. And, she's actually relaxed. If you notice that, look at her. She's relaxed. She's not worried about those seeds. She's not worried about them at all. She's going to let the tree take care of it. Everything around her is green and lush, and she's relaxed. In fact, she's got stuff that she's got in her lap already. So that she's got plenty to take care of her. She's well taken care of. There's nothing to worry about. Don't be worried. We do have the Three of Swords. And you know what? That's interesting. In the Shadowscapes box, when I pulled out the Queen of Cups, right next to her, and I didn't even do this deck, right? Yeah, they're in this box. The card underneath her where I pulled was the Three of Swords. So this is coming up as well. The Three of Swords has come up a lot, and normally the Three of Swords is a card of despair. It's of heartbreak. It's of, it's of things that just, again, like this tremendous amount of emotion that we have to feel. I had with my hairstylist today, I talked with her we talked a lot about the grief process. There are things that have passed by, that have things that are situations, and they may even still be kind of part of our current life, that have caused us a great amount of pain, where we've experienced a great amount of pain. And it's valid. It's true. No one wants to feel grief. We don't want to go through the grieving process. We want to forestall it. We don't want to. Part of the reason why it's so layered is because we don't want to feel that sadness. We don't want to go through it. And all of that entails, whatever that might entail. Who wants to feel like this? So we're trained, like I said, life is ups and downs. There are these feelings that we must feel to have the totality of being a human life, and to be able to actually connect with one another completely, not just with the happy stuff or with this like over dramatization that's just a veneer of what this actually feels like. This energy is here. So we must feel it. But know, again, that it's okay to feel it and be swayed by it, but also that that you have the tools, you have the resources, be it through prayer, be it through meditating on the tarot, be it through a combination of everything, whatever it might be for you, walking in nature, being in nature, going outside, getting fresh air, getting the fresh perspective, but giving yourself the space and time to feel these things. And still be here. This is the central card. And this is on the everyday level. We've got no major arcana here. It's all minor arcana. But we do have the court card. And that's again, we can cultivate that. And I don't care whether you're a male or a female who's watching this. We all have this feminine energy in us, this nurturing. This is also a nurturing energy, a nurturing of those emotions, of that emotional life and the richness that it adds. Emotions are not, we talked about this in a yoga group that I participate in. Feelings are not facts. Our feelings are there to inform us. And if we can stay with them long enough, we can learn what's underneath them. We can learn what's actually that nugget of truth that's true for us that we can bring to light at that point and understand more about. Is it actually true anymore? Or is it something that yes, has been true in the past, but isn't actually going on now? And are we continuing to hold it and not grieve it, not let it grieve and have its breath? Getting it out in nature, letting it flow, letting it flow out. Are we continuing to perpetuate this by not letting it go, not letting it, move through us? That's the only way. That's the only way. We have to move through it. We have to move through it. And know that however long it takes, you can take small bits of it at a time, but you'll get there because you do have, let it take the time it's going to take. It's worth it. You're worth it. This is self-worth too, right? Pentacles are worth. It's worth right here, right now, like what you're worth. And your worth is that number 7, cultivating that spiritual life. 7 is the number of spirituality. And that doesn't mean religion as in a box, like a, particular perspective on religion. It means your spirit. How are you cultivating your spirit? Your essence, your soul, your divinity, royalty. I love that. Okay, let's pull a card from, and I do want to get the Rumi deck. The little Rumi deck, which I do love. And we'll pull one from the Archetypes deck as well. No, not the big Rumi deck. The big Rumi deck is awesome, by the way, by Alana Fairchild. The artwork is foolish in that deck. But they, it's taken me a while to get comfortable with that deck. Truthfully. I've had it for a few years, and it's taken me a while to get there with that. All right. So, Archetypes deck, Wild Unknown by Kim Krans. She's got the Wild Unknown Tarot, the Wild Unknown Spirit Animals. I worked a lot with the spirit animals last week in my own meditations. I'm going to angle the camera down. Sorry, I've been kind of talking. But there's, actually, let me turn. Oh, we have so many things here. Turn this around so you can see. The Queen of Cups came out first. 7 of Pentacles, and then, yeah, and I didn't mean to pull from Shadowscapes, but I really think it's important that, that you guys know that energy is really strong this week. But this is an opportunity. Okay. Not all of these. This is an opportunity to actually look at those things that are just causing our hearts to not heal. What did I say earlier? That, we can get blown off course. And, we'll just keep blowing ourselves off course if we don't actually, take the time to feel this stuff, to confront and, say confront, that to sit with, to actually sit with and look at. That's a better way of saying it. Sometimes when we say the word confront, everyone cringes. But, we can confront things without it, without it having that negative connotation. It's looking at something and being constructive with that confrontation. I hear the C-O-N part. What is that prefix? It's not a prefix. It's that first part of the word. I'm actually going to look it up. Look it up. C-O-N dash. What does that mean? Know what it means, but anyway, I see that it's in conflict, constructive, confront. Let me take this one. The lover. You love yourself when you take the time to feel through it. The lover. What is this number? 17. The 1 and the 8. And a 7, it nets to an 8, but a 1 and a 7. So again, that 1 is the heart. The 1 relates to the heart, to the sign of Leo, actually. And the 7 is the sign of Pisces. And it is the, that sign of spiritual, Pisces is, this is very much a Piscean card, the Queen of Cups. 7 is, again, spirituality, loving that sense of cultivating one's own spirit, loving ourselves enough to look at things fully, feel them all the way through. Okay, the lover, the heart, the beloved, the devoted. And I noticed that there's a swan here in this card, in this version of the 3 of swords. And this is, by the way, swords are, remember, swords are thoughts. It's our mental processes. These are mental processes that don't serve us. They're keeping us trapped and not seeing that things are actually okay. There are thoughts that are actually no longer, that are keeping us from actually, we're just seeing things from only one way, when there's actually a bunch of ways to see stuff. And we're only seeing it from the way that we've been hurt, rather than allowing that part to take that step back and see it from, a different vantage point. So the lover, the heart, the beloved, the devoted. Pulsing through the heart of the lover is gratitude. The lover appreciates the experiences the world through the senses, reveling in beauty, song, art, music, sense, and sensuality. And now what I'm thinking, what's coming to me now is that, again, we discount things. We'll either over romanticize things, or we just look at all the painful parts of things, when there's so much more. This energy awakens at the tip of our tongue when we taste the sweetness of honey, kiss a lover, or speak gentle words to a child. The lover lingers in foreplay, aroused not by the getting there, but by the slow merging of self and other. This energy is usually experienced for short periods of time, as in order to feel it, we must be fully present and awake, with no expectations or rules about what should be. I should feel this way, or I should feel that way. No, again, we limit ourselves, Rather, the lover is in awe of what the world presents, reveling in the glorious details, grateful to savor every last drop of life's offering. I've never gotten this card when I've pulled this deck. When light, connection, expansion, devotion, awe. When dark, indulgence, attachment, obsession. Go deeper, contemplate Aphrodite, Krishna, and Radha. The lover archetype is present everywhere, not just where conventional forms of pleasure and beauty are found. The lover's awe is unconditional. This is being in every aspect of the world, and being in everything, feeling the texture of everything. We cut ourselves off, we numb ourselves. But there's more. There's more if we can just, dare to look beyond the heartbreak. And that is a risk, right? To pull these swords out of our own hearts. We're being asked to do that so the healing can happen. And that's where we look at things, right? When you hold someone's gaze for several moments, you'll feel the lover within you awaken. It is common to seek the lover in another. The true gift is finding the lover in yourself. I'm going to make this stuff up. That's all I have to say. Let's pick one more card from the Rumi deck. Thank you, all of these decks. Again, gratitude for every part of the experience. Just gratitude and allowing yourself to feel the amount that you can. These are like direction cards. Remember this. Okay. So speaking of the beloved, Rumi writes all about the beloved, the divine, anything that's bigger than us. It is love. Love is the greatest of all. Love is openness. It's an open-heartedness, the experience of everything. 2 cards came out. You are like the cypress in the meadow, and I am your devoted shadow. I am sheltered in your shade under a canopy of roses. Well, we got 3 cards actually here. Reason says the world is limited in 6 directions. There is no way out. Love says there is a way, and I have traveled it many times. That's the central card that came out. So again, reason says, the mind says, this is all there is. There are 6 things and that's it. Love says there is a way and I have traveled it many times. There are so many more creative ways. Love makes us creative. Love comes in everything. It's just that investment, that ability,